We all now can agree that 2025 is such a year already. We're still in January and too many things have happened already. Very tragic things have happened this year in Nigeria, to be specific. Several things, and all around the world at large. You can imagine the heinous crimes against nature, too many controversies ongoing here and there. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the video interview that Eezee Concept CEO granted, talking about some talents when they begin to gain fame, they begin to, want to drift from the contract that was agreed upon, that it is very normal in the industry to have some persons just breach contract and then try to become selfish and make things for themselves. So please do well to drop your thoughts in the comment section.
So, one of the things that we have been privy to, this is not strictly about, this is not just for the gospel. Generally, if you study the ecosystem of the industry, you would always find cases where after a few years, when the talents, or some talents, not all, of course, I choose to make exception because, of course, I've encountered Minister GC and a couple of others. When they found some level of expression, they tend to forget the journey, what they had agreed to, what they had signed to, how they started, and normally that sense of greed. You hear things like, "Oh, you've been using me, you want to keep using me," and I say, you used the label first, because the label started investing money in you at the beginning, and at that time, from the beginning, you were not bringing proceeds. Now, the only reason you can be used is because you're useful. It's a case of two parties, maximizing their values. You use me, I use you. We mutually bring value, and we benefit from the proceeds of that value we brought together. But it's been the case. It's not. This is not privy to, me or my experience. I can name them. There are a couple of them out there from history. You find issues, label and artist issues, or contractual breach. Some would refuse to keep to whatever has been agreed to. Some claim, "Oh, I'm not getting, I want more." Sometimes it's as a result of greed. Sometimes several things just lead to it. And yeah, it happens. But what do? We would not, for the sake of, God had angels in heaven. Some decided to rebel. Right in heaven, I usually say, how did pride get into Lucifer? Heaven is referred to as a place that is holy and of no sin. How did pride get into the heart of Lucifer? Let's go further. What did Lucifer convince the angels who rebelled against God, to join him? So you would always find the Lucifers in that ecosystem. You always find the rebels in that system. That's not to say there are not some that are good. Just the same way, you'd also find some labels that are also not fantastic. They do not keep to their own path. One of the things I like to make reference to on us is that when we identify talents, we make a lot of efforts in developing their craft. You can see this by going to their success story from what they were 2-3 years before they identified with the label. I don't know if you understand. If you check Minister GC 5 years before Eezee Concept, you'll see 5 years before and 5 years after. There's a growth. It means that we've put in some level of work. Whilst we appreciate the talents of the artist, we all know that talent is not enough. Music costs money. If you didn't need a label, you wouldn't have been excited to take the car they give to you, the house they buy for you. The money is going into quality production. Production is expensive. Promotion is expensive. And these things cost money. So you can't say, "Oh, someone spends all of these monies and then they shouldn't have expectation," if you know what I mean. So I think that there should be proper, I don't know how that solution would happen, if it will ever happen, between the labels and the artists, for them to sit down and come to a common ground where the labels, play their own parts of the bargain as agreed, same as the artists playing their own parts. That's the only way we can have a successful ecosystem. How do I mean? That ecosystem is structured for interdependence, not independence. The artist will not succeed without some level of financing. The label will also not succeed without an artist. So we both need ourselves, and it's important that we all start receiving sense to do what is right. Else it will be affecting the growth of the ecosystem.
Again, we're growing a community around here, a community that brings you the latest happenings. So please do well to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload my next video, you'll be notified. Thanks and have a nice day. See you in my next one.